Look around you for a moment. The room feels full. Objects surround you. Walls hold space in place. Furniture occupies the floor. Outside, roads stretch through cities, crowded with people, buildings, movement, sound. The world feels dense, busy, packed, almost overflowing with things. Even the night sky gives the same impression. Stars scatter across darkness like countless points of light, galaxies filling the universe beyond what your eyes can see. Everywhere you look, reality appears occupied. Matter feels abundant. Space feels filled. You rarely stop to question this because fullness feels obvious. After all, when you reach for something, it stops your hand. When you sit in a chair, it supports your body. When you walk through a crowded place, the world presses against your senses with endless detail. Reality feels thick with presence. Empty space seems like the exception, a gap between objects, a temporary absence waiting to be filled. And yet, some of the strongest assumptions survive, precisely because experience makes them feel undeniable. Pause for a moment and ask something strange. How much of reality is actually occupied, not how full it feels, how full it truly is? The answer begins to feel uncomfortable the moment you look closer. Imagine standing in an enormous field at night. You glance upward and see stars scattered overhead. They appear close enough to belong to the same picture, almost like lights attached to a distant ceiling. But appearance hides scale. The nearest star beyond the Sunday is so unimaginably distant that light itself, moving faster than anything else in the universe, takes years to arrive. Between stars lies vast stretches of almost nothing, not cities, not planets, not glowing clouds packed tightly together, mostly emptiness. Yet your mind compresses that distance into something manageable. The night sky feels crowded because your perception flattens reality into a picture your brain can understand. The same thing happens closer to home. Walk through a city and it feels dense with structure. Buildings rise beside roads. People pass one another. Signs compete for attention. Every direction seems occupied. But zoom outward even slightly, and huge amounts of space begin to appear. Between streets, between neighborhoods, between cities, across landscapes, stretching farther than daily life ever suggests. Reality already contains more openness than intuition notices. Still, the feeling of fullness survives, because your brain evolved to notice what matters for survival: objects, obstacles, food, faces, threats, not emptiness. Empty space rarely mattered, so perception quietly edits it out. You notice what interrupts movement, not what allows it. And that habit becomes so complete that you begin to assume reality itself is crowded. But what if that assumption is deeply misleading? What if the feeling of fullness comes less from what exists and more from what your mind chooses to emphasize? Because the closer physics looks at reality, the stranger the picture becomes. The emptiness between stars is only the beginning. Soon, the idea of full begins to collapse in places you never expected, including inside the things that feel most solid of all. To understand how empty the universe really is, you have to begin by abandoning intuition. Your mind evolved for forests, roads, rooms, and distances measured in footsteps, not cosmic scale. The universe is so large that ordinary perception quietly fails long before understanding begins. Start with something familiar. The earth feels enormous. Oceans stretch farther than sight. Mountains seem permanent. Entire civilizations exist across its surface. From everyday experience, the planet feels vast enough to dominate reality itself. Yet compared to space, Earth is almost nothing. Imagine shrinking the Sunday to the size of a large front door. At that scale, Earth becomes smaller than a coin placed dozens of meters away. The distance between them suddenly matters more than their size. Most of what exists in the solar system is not planets. It is emptiness. Planets look clustered together in diagrams, because otherwise They would not fit on the page. If the solar system were drawn accurately, enormous stretches of nothing would separate everything. You could travel unimaginable distances and encounter almost nothing at all. And still, this is only the beginning. The nearest star beyond the Sunday feels close when described astronomically. Yet close in space means something unsettling. If you could travel at the speed of a modern spacecraft, reaching even the nearest star would take tens of thousands of years. Think about that, not crossing a galaxy, not reaching some distant cosmic edge. Just the nearest star, and what fills the distance between, mostly emptiness. No glowing tunnels, no crowded highways of planets. Just overwhelming openness interrupted occasionally by matter so sparse that entire worlds drift in isolation. Now zoom outward again. Galaxies contain staggering numbers of stars, hundreds of billions in some cases. At first, that sounds crowded. Surely a galaxy packed with stars must feel dense. But the opposite is true. Stars inside galaxies are separated by such enormous distances that collisions are incredibly rare. If the Sunday were reduced to the size of a grain of sand, nearby stars might sit kilometers away. The galaxy would feel less like a city and more like isolated points, scattered across unimaginable emptiness. Even entire galaxies behave this way. Look at images of the cosmos, and clusters of galaxies seem close together, almost touching. But appearances deceive again. Between galaxies stretch distances so vast that light spends millions of years crossing them. Millions of years. And much of that journey happens through almost complete nothingness. This creates a strange emotional contrast. The universe appears full because your eyes focus on the rare places where matter gathers. Stars shine, galaxies glow. Nebulas scatter color through darkness. These become the picture you remember. But the darkness surrounding them, that is the dominant reality. The universe is not mostly stars, not mostly planets, not mostly galaxies. It is mostly space. Endless openness interrupted occasionally by islands of matter. And here is the unsettling implication. What feels crowded to human perception may actually be astonishingly empty. Your intuition fails because it was never built for this scale. You notice the exceptions and ignore the vastness between them. But once you begin seeing the emptiness, something changes. The universe stops feeling like a crowded place filled with objects. It begins to feel like something stranger, a vast openness where matter itself is the rare interruption. And the unsettling part is this: the same emptiness you imagine existing between stars may already exist somewhere much closer than you think. It is one thing to imagine emptiness between stars. Cosmic distance feels abstract, far removed from everyday life. The universe can be strange out there without changing how reality feels here. But the deeper surprise is much closer, because the same emptiness that stretches across space may already exist inside you. That sounds impossible at first. Your body feels solid. Your hand presses against the table and stops. Your feet meet the floor. Every sensation confirms the same belief. Matter is dense, continuous, fully present. How could something that feels so real be mostly empty? The answer begins at the level of atoms. Everything around you, your skin, your bones, the chair beneath you is made of atoms. For years, atoms were imagined as tiny solid pieces of matter, little building blocks packed together to create the physical world. But reality turned out stranger. An atom is not a miniature solid object. It is mostly space. At the center sits a tiny nucleus containing almost all the mass. Around it exist electrons, not orbiting neatly like planets, but existing in spread out regions that define where interaction becomes likely. Between these structures lies enormous openness relative to their scale. This becomes difficult to imagine because ordinary intuition refuses to cooperate. If atoms are mostly empty, why does anything feel solid? Why do walls stop you? Why does your body not simply collapse into itself? Imagine enlarging an atom until the nucleus becomes the size of a marble placed in the center of a massive stadium. The electrons would occupy distant regions near the edges, while almost everything between remains open. Now imagine every atom in your body built this way. The solidity you trust begins to feel strangely deceptive, and yet you are not falling apart. The reason lies in interaction. When your hand touches a table, atoms are not smashing together like physical objects colliding directly. Tiny electromagnetic forces between charged particles create resistance long before anything overlaps in the way you imagine. In a strange sense, the feeling of touch comes less from contact and more from refusal. Matter resists matter. The sensation becomes so reliable that your brain translates it into solidity. But beneath that sensation, reality behaves differently than intuition suggests. The contrast deepens. You trust your body because it feels stable. Yet most of the structure making up that body contains openness on scales too small for experience to detect. The chair beneath you, the walls around you, even mountains and planets, all built from arrangements where emptiness dominates. Suddenly, solid begins to feel less like a fact and more like an interpretation. Your senses present reality in a simplified way because survival depends on clarity. You need confidence that the ground will hold you, that obstacles are real, that touching fire matters. The hidden structure becomes irrelevant to daily life, so perception edits it away. But physics does not. And once you begin seeing the emptiness beneath ordinary things, the world changes subtly. Objects stop feeling completely fixed. Reality feels stranger. Because if even the things you trust most are built from vast openness, then fullness itself begins to look like an illusion created by scale and sensation. And the strangest part may not be that the universe is empty. It may be that emptiness has been hiding inside everything all along. If reality is filled with emptiness, then an obvious question begins to form. Why does none of it feel empty? Why does your body feel solid? Your surroundings feel dense, and the world seems so full of presence. If emptiness dominates reality, why is your experience so convincing in the opposite direction? The answer begins with something uncomfortable. Your senses were never designed to show reality as it truly is. They evolved to help you survive. That difference matters more than it first appears. Imagine trying to move through the world while noticing every invisible particle, every atomic interaction, every tiny fluctuation happening around you. Reality would become unbearable, overwhelming. You would drown in information before making even the simplest decision. So your brain edits constantly, quietly, efficiently. Vision simplifies staggering complexity into shapes and surfaces. Touch translates invisible electromagnetic interactions into the feeling of contact. Sound compresses vibrations into recognizable meaning. Reality arrives filtered, organized into something manageable, not complete, useful. This becomes easier to understand when you think about color. The world feels naturally colorful, as though redness or blueness simply exists inside objects. But color, as you experience it, emerges inside the brain. Different wavelengths of light strike your eyes, and your nervous system translates them into experience. Reality itself is stranger than the feeling it gives you. The same thing may be true for solidity. Your hand feels solid because resistance matters. You need confidence that walls stop movement and floors support weight. The brain simplifies countless microscopic interactions into one useful message. This is real. Do not pass through it. The emptiness underneath becomes irrelevant to survival, so perception hides it. The same thing happens with scale. When you look at the night sky, stars appear close together because distance disappears into perception. Your eyes flatten vast separations into something emotionally understandable. Darkness feels secondary because your attention moves naturally toward light. You notice the rare interruptions, not the overwhelming emptiness surrounding them. This creates a strange emotional contrast. You trust experience because it feels direct, immediate, honest. But what feels direct may already be interpretation. Your mind is not presenting reality raw. It is constructing a version shaped by usefulness, shaped by survival, shaped by limitations, built into human perception. Not deception, compression. And suddenly, emptiness becomes easier to miss. It was never hidden because reality wanted to deceive you. It was hidden because your nervous system had no reason to show it. You survived by noticing obstacles, not atomic openness, by seeing objects, not invisible structure, by focusing on what interrupts action rather than what allows space between things. Which means the world feeling full may say less about reality itself and more about how consciousness organizes it. And once that realization settles in, another possibility begins to appear. Maybe reality has always been stranger than experience allowed you to notice. Maybe emptiness was never absent. Maybe you were simply taught not to see it. At first, the idea of living in a mostly empty universe feels unsettling. Emptiness sounds cold, distant. Lifeless, you imagine isolation stretched across impossible distances, matter scattered thinly through darkness with almost nothing in between. But look again, and something strange begins to happen. The emptiness stops feeling empty, because without openness, nothing else could exist the way it does. The space between stars allows galaxies to form without collapsing into chaos. The openness inside atoms allows matter to organize into structures stable enough for life. Even the air around you, the invisible distance between particles, makes movement possible. What first appeared as absence begins to look more like permission. Room for existence, room for motion, room for reality itself to unfold. This changes something emotionally. You started with the assumption that fullness meant importance, that density meant reality. But the deeper picture suggests something stranger. What makes the universe possible may not be what fills it. It may be what leaves room inside it. And suddenly, ordinary life begins to feel slightly unfamiliar. The chair beneath you no longer seems completely solid. The room around you feels less crowded than perception suggested. Even your body becomes difficult to see in exactly the same way. What felt dense now feels structured, stable, yes, but stranger. A pattern held together inside immense openness. The world does not become less real. If anything, it becomes more mysterious, because reality turns out to be far larger than sensation allows. Your senses gave you a useful version of existence, one shaped for survival, but beneath that version waits something more difficult to imagine. Vast distances, hidden structure, emptiness, woven quietly into everything you trust. And still somehow life feels immediate. You laugh, you move, you touch, you care. The experience remains intact even when the explanation changes. That may be the strangest part of all. The universe can become radically unfamiliar without making your existence less meaningful. Mystery does not erase connection. Scale does not remove experience. Emptiness does not cancel presence. It reframes it. So the next time you stand beneath the night sky, pause for a moment. Look at the darkness between the stars. Then remember something quieter. The same emptiness stretches farther than imagination can comfortably hold, across galaxies, inside atoms, even through the things that feel most solid, because the universe may be far less full than it appears, and far stranger because of it.